Well, it looks like the 6 o'clock bell is gonna ding here in a second. So, as I said before, we've not written an agenda for tonight's meeting. It's more of an informal, we're just going to get through this petition thing so we can all get out and do what we've been wanting to do.
It's not informal, this is very formal.
It's formal, yet informal. The only addition to that, Dennis had a meeting with the electrician this week.
Yep.
I'd like to get a quick report from that if we could.
Skip Davis went through everything that was on the insurance list. Some stuff in the basement, exit lights that don't work and a couple that are missing, some other lights that needed to be changed. He came up with an estimate of $3,845 for what needs to be done to meet that list. However, that does not include the upstairs. His opinion, there appears to be two service entrances coming in there, one feeding the downstairs and one feeding the upstairs. And his recommendation was to pull that upstairs one, deaden it completely,
Disconnect.
and disconnect it so that there's no power to the upstairs. Otherwise, if and when we get to the point of doing the upstairs, then most everything's gonna have to be rewired anyway. That was his recommendation. That's not included in this estimate. There's probably some of those wires that come up through from the downstairs circuit box that are going upstairs. We'll have to chase those down and deaden them. But there's not a thing anybody can do with it until the power's turned on anyway. So
Figure out where it is and where it goes.
I've been playing tag with plumbers all week and have not succeeded in getting a plumber in there to get a price on moving the pipes down cellar.
Okay.
I've expected to hear from one today, and I didn't, so I'll keep chasing.
Yep. This meeting was moved to today because we were waiting on the petition, so it was kind of a surprise you, Dennis. It's not on the agenda, but I appreciate your time and your report.
Well, I'm pecking away at it. We'll see.
It's doing a great job.
Yeah, and it sounds like we are still within a good target for the cost of reestablishing the first
yeah.
floor.
It'll all add up. There's a number of other things that we don't know yet. We'll keep plugging them in.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anybody have anything further on Dennis's input? Okay, we'll move on to the reason this meeting is here tonight on a Thursday. We've been waiting for our petition to be read. Michelle has some news on how that went, how it's gonna go. And we'll go right to Michelle, she can share that with us, and then we'll go right to the process of the petition.
Okay. So, I've made all your petitions, they're all ready to go. I looked back at the gubernatorial race, and you only need to have about 80 signatures to be able to have a valid petition. I suggest that you always get more than just the 80. Here's your original back. Just for the reason that if somebody's not a registered voter, but they think they're a registered voter, I might have to disqualify them. So you want to have extras for me to be able to work with, okay? I think I've made 8, I think is what I printed off so that you can get started. So there's that part. We did send this article down to MMA to be reviewed. Unfortunately, because you are not a committee of the municipality, they can't offer any suggestions. So we're going with the wording that we'd come up with. One thing that we did, because your town meeting has now moved, budget meeting is gonna be March 18th, which is gonna throw off your town meeting of April 6th. We don't have a new date yet. I thought they were gonna set it last night, and they did not. So I kind of took the date out of your petition. I took special town meeting out of your, well, I did put special town meeting. I made it very generic so that when you present it, then there's no deadlines in your petition. It has to go to the next meeting that they have.
Okay.
So the rule is that once this petition is set and it's presented to the selectmen or select board, they have up to 60 days to do something with it, whether it be an annual meeting, be a special town meeting. They can push it out if nothing's gonna be, like the next town meeting would be. If there's not enough articles to be going on the big one, you know, if this is the only article, they might push it out to the next one that would have more than one article going. But it looks, I believe that it is set up so that it's gonna cover you.
Thank you.
So, now that is that's that part. As a town clerk for you, what are you going to present? I need to be absolutely prepared so that when people come into town meeting, I have everything in order for them to be getting as they come in through the door. Are you going to write something up and have roof X amount of dollars, electric X amount of dollars, so that when I come to the table and I check in at town meeting, we can hand them something? Because there's gonna be so many articles on that annual town meeting warrant, they're not gonna be able to listen to Jeff present it and remember those dollar amounts. Because the whole annual meeting is dollars. So I wasn't sure if you were gonna draft something up so that we can hand it out ahead of time. Patrick will not be at our town meeting, so, and I don't know who is gonna be at town meeting, it might just be me and the board. So I just wanna make sure that all my T's are crossed and my I's dotted. What else was I gonna mention to you?
She asked a question, we are going to have something written with all the figures, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
As long as
Okay.
we're able to,
Get
to
'em all.
gather, everything we can gather will be presented
Okay.
in writing.
Okay, that'd be good. Then we can do a sheet, kind of like a newsletter at the check-in stand is kind of
Yeah.
what I was wondering if that's what you're gonna do.
Yes.
If that works for you.
Works fine?
Thank
Yep,
you for that.
That will give people a chance to sit down, they can look it over before we actually get to the article to vote on and kind of give them a base as to what you've done. That's gonna be beneficial to your people in the audience. I wasn't sure, and I have not passed this by anybody. I bet you are a committee in the town. I don't know if you wanna try to write a report that we could add to the town report. That might be something I can check with Patrick tomorrow and see if we'd be okay with doing that. Just another thing for the public to know what's going on before they get to annual town meeting to do that with.
That's a very good idea.
So, I'll double check and I'll give you, or actually I think Diane, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, am I?
I hope so.
Okay.
Things change in a minute, but yes, I'm
Well,
hoping
the
so.
office looks 100% different than when you left. Cause all the stuff, we have it by years around the room, so.
You've done a lot
And
of work.
we've put two more tables in.
Okay.
So now, as not town clerk, but as Michelle being a citizen who lives across the road, my question is this. I heard many, many times you say, we want options 1, 2, 3. Give me options. What I'm seeing from working with the warrant is we have 2 options. Build a new building or refurbish the old. Is there a reason you didn't look at any other options, like the Robinsons or the?
So I can answer that question. This committee was put together, supposedly on January, I think January 6th or January 8th.
Eighth, right?
January 8th, to look at what to do with the town hall only. We were, and early in our meetings, we adopted that as our mission, to look at what to do with that building.
Okay.
And as our meetings progressed, we've all honed in on a common direction
Okay.
for that building.
There's not enough time to get all of the
There's
different
not enough
options
time to
educated
present
to
3
present
options.
it.
There's no
Okay.
way.
Because I have been asked that question. Why didn't they look at the Robinsons building?
We did.
This-
Why
We did.
didn't they look
did.
at?
We did.
We did.
Yep. Our previous
I
committee.
guess I'd
did
ask
all
why
that.
we were run out of the fire station.
That is a really good question.
You know, our previous committee, you know, this is the
This
This
is
is
a
a
town hall.
Evolution.
reinvention of the committee, but anyway.
Right.
In our previous committee, we went through all of these things, and we came up with alternatives. Robinson Stewart's $380,000 out of pocket, another $130,000, $40,000, $50,000 to redo the inside. So you're looking at $500 and something thousand out of pocket expenses, no reimbursement from federal money.
And
Our
removing
committee
the trust.
dismissed that as not a viable option.
Okay.
And everybody on the committee knew that, and everybody who came. At the town meeting in December 16th, you know, the vote was 79 to 21, not to accept our recommendation to go with the new bill. Of those 79 people who voted not to accept our recommendation to accept the federal money, there weren't more than 20 of them who had actually come to the previous meetings.
Yeah, because I didn't even know you had a committee prior to this
No.
one.
Okay, we had been meeting, and I thought it was fairly common knowledge. A lot of those people, and when we had the meeting at the fire station, which was a little contested, we laid all that stuff out, you know, and the options were presented. And to our committee, and our committee said, no, that isn't gonna fly. Considered building on the slab of the school up here. Well, no, you know, we looked at some talk of a modular building, you know, to use as a town hall. You know, we investigated a number of these things, and all that stuff was done through the committee, and our recommendation was the most viable option was to go with the federal money and build a new office. That obviously went over like a lead balloon when it was presented to the town. The obvious attitude of the town was, we don't even want to hear about a new building, we want to be back in the town hall. So here we are facing that, and the town voted down the federal money, which would have put them into a new town office for $60,000, $70,000 out of pocket, and now we're looking at 5 times that.
Right.
But that was the vote of the town, and it left our committee with no other option. That's the only option we have right now.
Okay.
Well,
'Cause
that's what
I
the
just-
voters
I want-
voted on.
I want to be able, because some of the people that have come to me weren't at the December 16th meeting. And I want to make sure that I'm giving them the
Yeah.
correct information as
Yeah.
to why didn't we reinvestigate whatever.
We have, they have all
So-
been investigated.
Okay.
And frankly, the option that we're looking at right now of going back to the town hall is not the best financial option for the town. But that is what the town expressed that they wanted.
Now, the $440,000 that you have in your article, is that to do the whole building?
No,
Or one floor?
Just
of the
downstairs.
building?
That's
Just
to
one floor?
To satisfy the insurance company.
Okay,
And get us back in that
Fix the
building.
major issues with the building.
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
If
Because-
you're going upstairs, you better double that,
I'm-
and then some.
Right,
And I
Okay,
think, I
so-
think they were hoping down the road, once we get the main floor done, the town office back in there, that later on down the road, we'll continue to see what can we do with the second floor 501C, redo it, rent out space, find there's other plans to come after that.
Okay.
But immediately, you need a town office. You
Right.
need a place to conduct business, and it needs to be safe, it needs to be warm, it needs to be insured, it needs to be pleasant to the public to come in, and those are
Right.
all things we're looking at.
Yeah, because what I'm afraid of is when this town report hits the public, it's gonna be at least 2 weeks prior to town meeting. Our office is gonna be inundated with phone calls and questions. And I just wanna be as prepared as I can to say, this is what the committee's done, and be able to tell them the truth.
Wasn't there
Well, that's-
recordings of every meeting
Yes,
on
everything is online. under the
YouTube, so she
Sangerville
can
Town
listen
Hall.
to those
Is
too?
that what-
Under, do you have like your own Facebook or your own page?
It's the own YouTube. It's
YouTube,
just a
okay.
YouTube channel,
you
Sangerville
could-
Town Hall
you could
Committee.
Invite her
Okay.
to it so
Yeah.
she could.
I'll
And
send the link.
You can
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
tell them it's a public meeting.
If they're welcome to come.
Well,
They
yeah.
can come.
I know
It's
we
been
sound like the
noted.
select board now, well, it's on YouTube. Sorry,
Yeah,
you know,
but
But
Yeah.
I
Trust
just,
me, I've heard a lot more today.
I just mentioned that so
Yeah.
that you could listen yourself to get
No,
more
that's good because.
education, cause you're gonna get hit with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't wanna tell the wrong information. They've
Any-
gotten that enough.
Anybody who wants, give them my phone number. I'd be glad to talk to them. I'm sure any of us here on the committee would be
Any of us.
glad to answer questions for any of these people.
Yep.
Share
And
what we
if
know.
we can
Phone
get
calls get to be too much.
a letter in the town report,
Right.
we can answer the
Address some of
questions
that.
by doing the history, and this is why we've arrived at what we have, is
Okay.
because we've already, through another committee, addressed that, and through town meeting, got a message, and we're focusing on a building that we have, using money that the town has in reserve to get the town office, the community room, and the voting place back in a central location.
Okay.
In a building that we already own.
Well, and that's why I mentioned the town report. If, again, by approaching it that way, people can read it, they can be informed before we go to vote. So if you wanna do that, that'd be awesome.
If it can be put in there, I'd be glad to write
And
something up.
I'll be able to give that answer to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Because Patrick doesn't know that I asked you that.
That's
But
okay.
I think that it would be, number one, your town report is your history. It stays with your town forever. And I think it's important, it's a good communication tool for people that are in town. Maybe they're,
But does
don't
the,
get to
gonna
town.
be
office.
easy
the board
education.
the select board has the final review of the town report.
I don't know. Mine never has. The two towns I work with or have worked with don't. We just build the town report. But this is Sangerville, and Sangerville does it different than I've done before. So this is why I have to ask Patrick if that is something that we can add to the town report.
I think we ought to have a letter, a page in there
Yes.
expressing the process that we've come through and
It'll
the
save
points
a lot of
we have
questions.
arrived
And
at.
if it's not, ask them if we can put a page right on the town website,
We can check that too.
Okay.
if we can't get in the report.
Well,
'Cause when's the town report come out?
It is supposed to be out 1 week prior to town meeting. So unfortunately, I can't tell you the town meeting date because they haven't set it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you've probably got until the end of March.
I was gonna say, is it any chance that they're gonna move it back into March?
I doubt it because the budget committee is only going to meet March 18th.
Okay, okay.
So
Budget
I
committee hasn't finished its work.
what's that?
The budget committee has not finished its
They
work.
haven't even met yet.
Why?
That's the date that we've been told is Leslie Moore, Matt Bell, and Dr. Cabot are the three that are on the budget committee. And one of them couldn't make it, so we've pushed it out so that person could be there.
The budget committee has only 3 members.
hmm
And
That's
board-
when I was on it.
Board invited,
Board doesn't show up from what I understand
but
at the budget committee.
how did they
We
get
always did.
the budget committee members?
I'm not sure how you do that because there's no article in your warrant to pick people. The other two towns
The selectmen
actually have an
just chose them?
article that
To
pick
appoint
people.
people.
Yep.
Hmm.
So I don't know how your town does that. I haven't figured that out yet.
Good question.
So
I
So
think
that's
you're
all I
one
got.
of 1,200 people that haven't figured it out.
Is there a rule on notifying, citizens, like so much in advance before you can have an annual town meeting? Since we don't know when it is there like
No,
30 days notice or?
no. There's no set time frame.
Tomorrow morning at 6.
It has to be
No,
posted.
okay, so I have to back up then. We have 7 days prior to town meeting. We'll have the warrant posted at the
That's
town
fantastic.
office, and I'm gonna put it on the website, and it will be at the post office. So 7 days, roughly.
Okay.
Why don't they put it in the paper?
Yeah.
Why isn't it in the paper?
Some towns you do see, some towns doing that, is you will see them put in.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if because those towns might be secret ballot towns, so people have to make sure that they're registered to vote and so forth, and go get a ballot. They actually run it like a regular election.
The,
Expensive.
the publicity of the town meeting has been lacking here. I have found out by accident a couple of times when the meeting was, and I talked with other people. Well, I didn't know there were meeting tonight,
Right.
There's a lot of people in town who don't know.
I knew it
So-
used to be on Saturdays, and they would break at noontime for somebody to do lunch, and I don't remember what organization did the lunch.
Historical
Society.
Society.
Okay, and then they would pick up the meeting after, and then I thought it was moved to Thursday night for some reason, and then this year it's back on a Saturday, maybe.
There was,
Yeah, last couple of years been Tuesday night, wasn't it? I think, but anyway.
there were several complaints about when the meeting was, and that everybody was pushing to get it back on a Saturday.
Yeah, it would make no sense,
It is,
because you've got working people that can't necessarily get to
correct.
a meeting, whether it be on a weeknight.
Well, Dennis, did you see those signs when we were in the town hall?
So,
I found the old signs, remember we used to have a wooden sign and it had eye hooks underneath it, and there was all these long signs that you could hang. It said select board meeting tonight at 6, and it was a really early
Oh.
version of a digital sign.
They used to
Ah.
It
have
had all
them,
these
that's
different
cool.
banners you could hang on it, they were
Okay.
made out of wood.
maybe
That's
they ought to be,
cool.
One of them said town meeting, such and such a date, such and such a time.
maybe
A
we ought to
sandwich board
resurrect them.
outside the
Yeah.
current
They were in
office
nice
space
shape,
would be
too.
helpful.
And from what I understand, that a sign was approved to be built and put out there. And they've actually looked at different ones that you could put, but then Patrick thought maybe we could build one cheaper. So that's where we're at with the.
Apparently
Wendy,
we
your
have them.
landlord, has one
Yeah.
that I made for
Old
her for
style.
the art gallery. She's got a sandwich board that I made. I bet she would let you have it.
Maybe.
It's a chalkboard.
Okay. Yep, so I did find one in the town office too,
Oh,
so
good.
March 5th, we will have an actual sandwich board telling you where to vote. So,
Okay.
so,
So
any questions? That's all I had, I just wanna make sure I'm clear what you guys are doing so that,
So I think if nobody has any questions, I think I would like to have you, in your words, explain the process that everybody's gonna be committed to as they collect these signatures to make it a document that's legal.
okay. So if you look at the actual, I'll steal this. If you look at your petition, you have your basic question, and then you have your signature sign. So the printed name, signature, their address, and their resident town. Because you might end up getting people, they see you signing and they're just gonna sign, don't realize it's only for Sangerville. So you have 100 lines in here, yes,
It's street address, not post office box.
right, street address.
Physical address.
Physical
Yeah.
address.
So I have 100 lines on your page. When we get all the way to the back, you, the circulator, so we're gonna pick on Jeff, he's gonna sign this in the office in front of either Sam or I.
No,
Probably Sam, because I have to sign down here that I've certified all your voter registration signatures. Once you bring this to me, I have to go through every card and compare the signature, because people have been known to forge signatures. So we have to actually pull the card and compare. So that's why it's a time-consuming process.
Don't compare my signature.
Nobody's is the same. I'll
It's
tell you.
changed.
I know.
But
Sign
I'll
it
tell
different
you,
every
there
time.
was one gentleman in town, and I knew how he signed. He signed with the paper this way, and he signed left-handed, and it would slant. So when he got a petition, I'm like, that's not his signature. So I ended up calling him and asking him if he signed a petition recently and what petition was it, because I could not compare the signature. So it's those little things that we have to double check and make sure.
So in question, you will call and verify, okay, perfect.
Yep. If there's a phone number on the voter registration card, I will. If I can't, then I'll let one of you guys know, whoever circulated your list. And then we'll get a phone number or we'll get some kind of contact.
And that's why we need more than we need.
Right,
That's right.
exactly.
Get as many as we can.
Exactly. So once I'm done, once you've signed it, you've presented everything to me, we then take the petition and we go to the select board and hand them this and say we need to have this put on our warrant.
All 8 of them.
Yeah, well, yeah,
How
whatever, because you might collect only 2, but Diane might collect 10. So it might take all of you to get enough signatures. So we present it, and then they are supposed to set a time to put this on a warrant for you.
Because they can't refuse it.
They can't refuse it, no.
But-
Not once you've done this.
But the, go ahead.
One person per petition.
Oh, yes,
Two people can't circulate the same.
that's right.
Has to be one person per petition, and you can't take it up to the store up there on the hill and leave it.
Right, you have to be
witness the
actually visibly
signatures.
watching it, yeah,
And I believe they have to be registered voters.
right. And that's where I double check. Yeah,
And there can't be a time frame before the town meeting if we don't know the date of the town meeting.
exactly.
We're gonna have this done by Monday.
So you
Okay.
want to
The
look
people
at the next
collecting
town
are gonna
meeting.
get busy this
I mean,
weekend.
select meeting.
Okay,
So that's, I mean, it's time consuming in some places, but once you do the legwork, it should be pretty easy. Signatures and present it to the board.
Can you collect family member signatures?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
not a conflict of interest
No.
in any way.
Right,
Yeah,
you
that-
just have to be
That was the other
registered.
question we had, is can you sign your own petition, or do you sign somebody else's?
Probably best if
I
you
would
sign somebody
suggest you
else's.
sign somebody else's petition.
So
Yeah,
they witness you sign it.
exactly, yeah. Yep, it's all about verifying that it's a real signature.
So we all get one signature tonight.
Political parties.
That's right.
No, political parties don't make a difference on this. Even unenrolled, as long as they're on the voting list, you're good to go.
Can a circulator not be from Sangerville?
Yes,
I can help.
yeah.
yep.
Oh,
We just have to verify that, you know, where you've collected is Sangerville residents.
Well, my thought is here, or I'll open this up and tell people they can find it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with advertising, you come to me, right?
Nope, I mean, you can if you want to, I mean, there's
Well,
no
somebody said I'm
witness
specific
that
rule.
signature.
Somebody said I'm gonna be in the old Robinson Hood parking lot from noon to 2 on Saturday.
Or
You could
the
have a-
church.
You can have a drive.
Sunday morning, no.
I put together something for us just as a guide, and if you would tell me if I'm missing something or not. If you are a circulator, you should bring a clipboard with you, have several working pens,
Mhm.
and
Don't use red,
not,
Blue or black.
not red, black or blue.
Black or blue.
okay.
Cross them off with red.
Yeah, we have to, that's the color we use as registrars, is red ink.
All
Most
right.
people know that, but not everybody. Black or blue ink.
Okay, and that you personally circulate the petition. You explain the purpose of your visit, and I have a little blah, blah, blah about
Yeah,
that.
about what it is.
You make sure each signer is a registered voter. Allow each signer to the opportunity to read the petition before it's signed. Make sure that each signer has signed the petition no more than once. Like, has anyone else come to
And
you for that?
collected your
Yeah.
signature.
Ask the signer to write legibly. Witness the voter signing the petition, and ensure to the best of your knowledge and belief that each signature is the signature of the person whose name he purports it to be.
Right, and that will
Even
all
though
be
they're
done
on
when you
the
stand in
list.
front of us, that you're swearing that these are valid. And there's gonna be times that you might get duplicate signatures, but that's my job to take them off.
Okay.
So that's,
Is it okay to ask for ID? Because I'm not familiar with people. Can I ask the person, just say, like, can you show me some ID?
you can if you want to, but if you ask them for their physical address,
Oh,
that's what that's for,
okay,
is
thank
to
you.
pick out what town, what town.
Okay,
So if they say back road, that's Abbott.
okay,
Or State Highway 150, that's Parkman.
okay.
Or Willimantic, either one.
Okay. Okay. Can we make copies of these?
As many as you want.
Okay.
So my question is, wouldn't we want people collecting signatures that know most of the people here and that can get as many as possible? Not
Give
trying
everybody
to,
one
not
that
trying
wants
to
one.
exclude Kelly, but it might make it easier for you to help us with other things. If you don't know people, you're gonna feel uncomfortable and they're gonna feel uncomfortable.
Well, if I'm at the post office and they're collecting their mail, they're pretty much a resident, so.
Yep,
Good idea.
that's a good idea.
Sounds like a
I'm
plan.
all
Good
over-
idea.
I'm all over your post office idea.
Drag you off, and we'll let you do it on US government property.
I've done it before in Brunswick, I've definitely, not on the property, but outside of the post office, when people are going in and out, I can stand in the road.
You
and
can
get people
stand
coming in and
off the post office property.
Thank you, okay,
You
yep,
can do
I've
that.
done it.
I've been run off those places, trust me.
So
Guilford Post Office is a very good
Wednesday,
place to do it, but it won't help us.
No, that
Wednesday is closed.
The sidewalk is there.
Yeah.
Kind of.
All
But
right.
if I know, like I'm like 4 houses away, so if I know that maybe that's the time that you need to bring the petitions in, you're certainly not gonna wanna sit there and wait for me to go through all the cards to verify your signatures. But you can certainly drop them off and I can accept them in and we can work on it that
So
way.
you can sign them in, like if you wouldn't fill the sheet, you could bring it in and sign it in, do we have to all come in together?
Nope, if you get done before Diane does, you can bring it in, she can come in next day, whatever.
Debbie's?
There's no
Yeah,
set time
she'll
frame.
let you.
When you're done with your petition, bring it in.
Do we have to worry about keeping copies of what we have in case they get lost or destroyed?
I'm gonna
Somewhere
copy
in
it.
it. Okay.
Once they're done, we get all the signatures, that I copy them for my own records, yeah. Because I will make a file that will be kept forever. This is what you did, and these are the legal documents that
So,
will.
so if we bring signatures in and there's duplicates, you cross those out, would you have a tally of all the signatures that,
I will.
at the end for us?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I will, and if you're running low, like if I know that the selectmen's meeting's coming, we're gonna present these, and you're missing 5 signatures, Jeff's gonna get a call, you need 5 more signatures.
We're not gonna be low.
Well, no, that's good,
We're
that's
not
good,
gonna
more's
lie.
better.
No, we're not gonna be low.
Michelle's like, wait a minute, not too many. I need 500.
No, not that many, but, you know, if you hit 100, 120, then that's well over the amount that you need,
Oh no, we're making a statement.
okay? That's
Just
good,
giving you a heads up.
that's good.
Love you dearly, but we got a job
Can
to
you
do
get
here.
OT?
We got a job to do here.
Sounds good.
So, no, but this will be a good thing for Sam, because I'll give her one, and I'll say that you're responsible for this, and we'll get them done, so we'll tag team.
Do you have any other questions for us
I
as
don't.
to our mission or?
Nope, you've covered everything so that I feel comfortable answering a citizen's question. You know, why didn't they check such and such? Well, because cost-wise, you know, it didn't seem feasible, this seemed a better option. So, and if they have any questions, I can send them to either you or Dennis
Or
or,
Jerry or
Yeah.
any of us.
or Diane. Yeah, I see Diane quite often in the
Well,
office.
and don't forget what he said.
She's
The
the
reason we went,
She's good at it.
the reason we went this route was because the people, the voters and the residents said they did not want to do that new 440. Like he said, that's why another
Doing
reason
this
why
way.
we
They made a very
focus our
clear
efforts
statement
on
in
to
the
what the
last
people in
meeting,
the town want.
I thought.
Well, they
So-
wanted details
Well,
that they didn't
and I
have.
just wanted to
Right,
make
and details
absolutely
that they
sure,
didn't have.
especially coming in with all the other stuff that I'm doing in the office, I wanna make sure that I give the public the right information, that's all.
Thank you for that.
So,
Yes,
And thank you too for doing this.
taking your time
Oh,
to
you're
come
very
in
welcome.
tonight and
You're very welcome. I just, you know, I'm here, you pay my paycheck. So I'm here to help you do what you need to have done. That's my point of view.
Thank you. Thank you for your services to the residents of Sangerville.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have
You're
a
Thank you.
Yes, okay, let's,
Was a question
Listen
for
up.
her.
Jeff,
Government property. and-
are we gonna meet prior to turning these in?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should turn them in
Um,
first. We should be.
We got a little scheduling glitch next week. This room's not available Monday or Tuesday. Tomorrow is Friday. Monday and Tuesday would probably be a little close to get all the signatures. So I'm gonna, that's one of the things we've got to discuss tonight is when do you wanna meet? I think we should come together, compare notes, and then present our notes. That's my feeling. And
Come
we,
together with our list of signatures, or is that what you mean?
everybody bring
So
their
we're gonna
petitions.
show up with all of our paperwork.
Before we go to the town office.
It is.
Good.
Yeah.
She said we could
Is
bring
there
them
an-
in, but we want to get together.
She made
Make
8,
sure.
we gotta make some
We gotta
more.
make more.
Do you want me to just bring some more?
I can photocopy some of the shop,
Have you
but
got
she can
copies?
do it here, so that they can take them.
Okay.
Oh,
I just
today.
didn't wanna put her out.
Yeah. Just.
Why don't we see how many people are going to collect
There.
first?
Yeah,
Because
let's-
some
let's
people
do
aren't
this.
gonna want to do them.
We'll get a show of hands of who wants petitions to go collect, so I can count them.
How many signatures are on each packet? How many can one packet
probably
get?
get
I think there's 100.
100.
I think there's 100.
There's 100.
Okay, so show of hands, who wants to collect signatures? 1,
Say so.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Do you wanna collect signatures?
10.
And your wife, does Patty want to collect them too, or are you gonna?
The fish swim in water?
We've got, we've got
Okay,
10
so
people
you're gonna
now.
need two then.
Two, he counts for two.
Okay, so we need 11 copies.
Give us
You're
one.
gonna need more than that,
Okay,
because
10
I
copies.
probably
One.
will.
You might get more than 100?
by myself.
Oh, wow. That's a wonderful thing.
You don't
Yeah,
know
you
me
can,
very
you can add me on that too, I guess.
Okay,
So
so we've got
there's a
8.
dozen.
We've got 8, we need 12. We gotta make 4 more
At
copies.
least 12.
I think she knows 8.
Oh, and we can photocopy more, so I can
The other in the
photocopy more
signature,
than
like
for
this, is just
myself.
to show, strong show of support. Don't expect her to verify 500 signatures.
Mhm.
She's not gonna, she won't be able to.
Right.
Won't be enough time.
But if we all get
But
as
she
many
will
signatures
verify
as we,
120, 125.
Enough that she
Right.
thinks she needs.
Yes.
but if we get all the signatures we can and we show up together here, we can look and
We'll,
kind of filter out, oh, we
Sure.
got that one twice, we got
Just make
that
sure
one
you
twice.
know,
I don't
if
need
you
it.
have
think it's gonna be a big
sign one of
issue.
these,
People gotta remember there's some.
make sure they only have signed one.
That's right.
Well, let me give you another little tip.
Okay.
People like to talk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is a
Takes a lot of
time-consuming
time.
operation.
Mm.
I've gone down
Talk
to
and
Silver
visit.
Mills Road on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock
Mm.
and still getting them at 2 o'clock, and I got 22.
Mhm.
People like to talk, and this is a big deal going around town.
Yep.
Some people are for it, some people are against it, taxes, all, everything.
And you gotta listen to their complaints as
And
well
it
while
takes
you're
a lot of
looking.
time.
Mhm. But we also,
And-
we also need to take their input. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yes.
that's the whole point
gonna
in
help
this
us.
committee is to do what the citizens want done, so
Exactly.
it's,
It's gonna stir everybody up. I dare say the
Solicitor just should vote.
attendance at town meeting will probably be greater than it was
Yep.
in most recent.
That's great.
yeah. You have a question,
That's
Dennis?
great. The
I-
more
I
the
got a- I
merrier.
got a couple things. Let me see, let me phrase this properly. If we're proposing to take the majority of the town's savings
Mhm.
and spend them on this project, and we're saying that it's not gonna affect your taxes any. Well, that's kinda like saying you could come, raid my retirement account and it's not gonna affect your finances any.
I don't think that's a true statement.
If we're gonna take that much savings from the town, people have worked to put that savings there. The select board has been stingy I checked before I came tonight, my taxes have gone down $400 in the past, since 2019.
Mhm.
You name anything else that's gone down in the last couple of years.
Yes, but any building we have will need maintenance,
It's gonna cost.
and it's gonna
taxpayers.
cost the taxpayers. Right now, we haven't even hit half that amount
On,
on,
oh, we're gonna spend that.
Yeah.
We're gonna spend
We'll
that.
spend that.
But-
We'll
The
spend
total
that.
amount, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we'll
yes.
spend
yeah.
it.
But Dennis, what is your point about?
My point is, I couldn't go out and I want you to sign this thing here. It's not gonna affect your taxes at all. Well, sooner or later it is, because somebody has to repay some of that saving. This is not a budget neutral thing. We're taking $400,000 out of the town coffers and spending it. And it's money that the townspeople have put in there and they've saved, and we have to give credit where credit is due, that the administration of this town has kept their budget down
Yes, they have.
in order to keep their taxes down. And to propose this and say, well, we're just gonna take the money and let people worry about it afterwards. To
I don't
try
think
to
anybody said
sell
that.
this project on the town without even suggesting that we need to have a program or a plan of some sort to
Build that.
reinvest in the savings.
Right.
Maybe it doesn't have to be done all at once, but we can't, it doesn't seem logical to me to not acknowledge that we're taking most of the savings and we've got to figure out how to put them back.
And I
There
think
are
one-
grants
Wait.
available that will match 1-to-1. So if we need half of the money, half of it can be reimbursed by other entities that will match us.
Who's gonna do that?
What is it called, Jeff? The Maine Historic Preservation Commission is one possibility, is 1-to-1 financing.
There's two parts to that, as I see it, Dennis. I agree with what you're saying. The reason that money exists in our account is because we didn't do the maintenance on the
Some-
building that
some-
we
Some
own.
of
Some of
it.
it, no doubt.
Some of it.
If we had done the
Do
maintenance, that money wouldn't be there. But to say our taxes are not gonna go up, that is not true.
Right.
And nobody should
All
present that.
everything's going
Nobody
up,
should.
taxes included.
Yeah.
That's what the select board said when they said they wanted the 440,000 for the
Yes.
build.
They
They
did.
told,
They
they
said
told us,
that was
That's how they're
saying.
separate
Grant
fund
Grant
in,
Free money.
aside from the million.
Word I heard, free money.
They did, didn't they?
well, they said that if we spent the $440,000, that it wouldn't increase our taxes because it was in reserve.
Right.
But I realize what you're saying, and I agree with you.
We gotta get
We
that
still
savings
have to have
back.
a reserve, and that money still has to be put
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
But there's a place where you've got to sacrifice services to have money in the bank, or you've got to increase your taxes.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what route we go, if it's that building, a new building,
They're gonna
we've
go
still
up.
got the expense of operating a municipality.
And I know if we go around and say, well, it's only gonna increase your taxes a little bit, we'll all be tarred and feathered.
I don't think
Right.
that's right. None of us should, we're
Because
not
here's
the
the reality,
body
the
of
taxes are going
government.
up, no matter what we do.
Well,
Our taxes went up last year.
They're going up again this year too.
Nobody collecting
Paul, you have
signatures
the question?
should make
No, I
anybody
don't have a
think
question,
that.
but to answer Dennis's question about why the taxes went down 400%, $400. The state brought school funding to the 55% that was originally promised. That meant that the locals didn't have to raise so much. Also, I believe the homestead exemption was increased to $30,000.
I hope so.
Over the 6,000 or so that was there before, which was a substantial savings.
okay,
It's good
And I
education.
believe that is more the reason why your taxes went down,
okay,
other than being stingy.
all right.
That's,
Have other people's taxes gone up?
Mine had
I,
substantial 400%.
I
So the property values, we were only at like 80% evaluation.
state makes you go to 100%.
Yeah, and therefore we were only getting 80% of the homestead back from the state before they had to raise the taxes last year.
And I think the whole thing that we have to remember while we're collecting signatures on this petition is you're selling what you're selling. The people, in my opinion from the last meeting, want their old town hall back. And that's the bottom line. You do not
Talk about
overpromise and
taxes.
underdeliver.
Right.
there's no need to talk about that.
We don't know. We can just say that. We don't know. We don't
You
think
don't
so,
know.
maybe,
You're
but
not gonna
we
be
don't know.
crucified for not knowing.
Yep.
Well, we'll
Jeff?
go to town meeting and we'll have a good discussion and let the people vote the way they want to vote.
That's correct. Well, our job's to educate them.
This poor girl's had her hand up.
I can't even see you through Diane.
I know, I'm
There's
so
some
tall.
talking points that when you circulate that I think are really powerful, that all fall when I was at those meetings. The select board members and Patrick, who spoke for the town, routinely referred to $1 million. Oh, we could buy Robinsons, we could buy the Catholic Church, we could look at a modular, put it on the, you know, the cement pad that's not even really under town control right now. So the $1 million, when all of a sudden we came back here to address the old town hall, which was the given agenda, but we assigned, you know, so the $1 million figure, you know, suddenly as they've shuffled and reshuffled money is, you know, in the reserve count is closer to $500,000, but that's not how they quoted it. And they constantly threw out $10,000 just to heat the place. That silenced us several
But they're
times.
paying more in
last
rent.
fall. They're paying more in rent. They're paying
Thank you.
$15,600 in rent at $1,300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
so
really not
that's-
what we need.
And the 10,000 was
No
all
privacy.
utilities, not just here.
Which included,
I,
It
I'm
includes all
hoping utilities aren't included. If I knew that, I should have asked Michelle when she was here. It will be even more egregious that,
Correct.
you know, so some of those talking points, how a town can be audited and keep that much money in a reserve, I don't know, because I've never seen that.
Well,
Well,
a certain amount they have to have.
Part of it, they need several $100,000 of operating capital until the taxes come in, and that,
And
To conduct business.
$200,000 in reserve is,
It saves us a lot.
I don't know what the actual
Yeah.
number
You
is,
don't have to borrow
but
money.
to have $1 million, that's great.
Save us.
sure, it is
it's
good.
great as long as
Well,
it's not
it's
coming
like that,
at the expense.
Well, I think
at the expense of no
No place
service
to vote.
No
for your
maintenance of
municipality.
service.
A good example, we're borrowing space from the church to hold a town meeting. And in my opinion, as a municipality, I think that's ridiculous, myself. Everybody may not agree with me.
So did the other two
You need
guys.
I
to
think-
keep order.
I think,
all through history,
Too many
towns
people are
use
just,
great halls and churches for meetings, but I get where you're going with it.
so the bottom line that I'm getting to is, if you recall some of the conversations in our early committee meetings about what it was gonna cost to fix this building, $4 to $12 million were the numbers that were thrown out.
Ridiculous.
To us, that's ridiculous. We know it's ridiculous. We can prove it's ridiculous. Don't be caught in the same trap. If you open your mouth and you say something that's documented fact, you'll never be crucified for that. So when people ask you questions, if you don't know the answer, you tell them, I do
call
not know the
Dennis or
answer.
call Jeff, because they may know the
This is the
answer.
person you need to talk to, or I'll get the answer for you. But making claims that we can't back up is that's the sure way to have it fall down. So, and we wanna we wanna be what we are. We're here because we care about it, and we're here because we want to do the right thing by the town and by
Provide
the buildings.
facts.
And to do that, we've gotta state facts and we gotta follow on course. Does anybody have any other questions about the petition? How to collect it, are we all clear what we're supposed to do? The biggest thing that Michelle drilled into my head, and I'll just repeat it one more time. You physically have your petition sheet, you witness every signature, and you stand there and you watch them sign it. Make sure they're not signing their name and their wife's name. You witness every signature by the signee, because you're gonna be legally held liable for what's on that document. This is a
Do
legal
we ask if they're a
document.
resident? We say, are you a resident? Are you a registered voter? Is that,
That's what you ask, if you're a
Okay.
resident and a registered voter of the
Okay.
town of Sangerville.
okay.
And
That's
in
important.
reality, if they sign somebody else's name, that's gonna be crossed out.
Correct.
You can,
anyway.
and if
How
they
do we know
do,
that they're doing that? Like,
you
okay.
watch
You,
them.
you
You
have
have a
to,
clipboard
Yeah,
and you
if
can
they
say, sign
Sarah
this,
and
please,
it's a
sign
me,
this.
Right.
Okay, all right.
As long as you watched every one, you're in the clear.
if,
Okay.
right, if they, because you're not gonna know. You
You're
can't
gonna-
ask everybody for an ID,
You're gonna
that's
swear to it at
ridiculous.
the end.
You have to
Okay.
trust that they're not lying to you.
Okay.
If they
Just
lie
think
to you,
about it.
that's on them.
Somebody comes to your house and asks you for an ID.
Yeah, that's
I
not,
tell you to get down the road.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I'm
Right.
not
Why
gonna
you-
welcome you.
why you
you
wanna
have
know
to
who I
trust
am?
them, you have to trust them.
All you can do as a petition collector is ask them the two questions we just said. Are you a registered voter and are you a
And
citizen?
would you like to sign my petition? You
You
have to ask
support
them.
us in our efforts to restore the town hall. Blech.
And then, at the end, this is a legal document that's going to be witnessed and notarized.
And kept
You
forever.
cannot lie on it. It's gotta be done 100% the way it's gotta be done.
And the restoration is only to get the town office, the
Safe.
voting place, and the community room functioning again.
First floor.
It's, if you say it's to
Restore it.
restore the town hall, they're
We'll
gonna
get it
expect everything, and
Okay, I understand.
that's
That's not
only comes
getting
with the
done.
fairy godmother.
Right. This is to
And I would
return the
say-
building to use again, the
I
way it
would
was
say,
before.
as it was last time you walked in, because it looked pretty darn good to me last time I walked in.
Right.
And it was
And it's
warm.
gonna look better.
Regardless of the
after
insulation.
Fixing the front entrance.
As to restore it,
Look a
at
little
least
different
to
now,
as
does
it was when you walked in.
Inside.
Or
It
better.
hasn't had any maintenance in 30 years, basically.
It's a mess inside right now, frankly.
But it needs
Yes,
to
it
be,
is.
but it needs to be cleaned, right?
Well,
Oh,
more
it's
than
more
that,
than that.
more than that, the green indoor outdoor carpet,
Brown.
It's brown.
it needs to go.
It needs to go,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, and
We need a little bit of sparkles in there.
I know this is a little off, we haven't got anything on turning the power back on yet either, right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, we can get in and do a lot of cleaning on that, on
nothing,
everything.
nothing we can do until we get a vote for the.
That's
Okay.
right. This right here
So
is what
that's
we're
our
after.
focus right now.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get that and then think
Okay.
about cleaning before we
Alright.
think about everything
Move
we have to
ahead.
do.
Yep,
Okay, let's do
let's
it.
move ahead.
Jeff, I have just one more statement to make. While we were talking about money in reserve, this town for the past 20 years has had like $1 million in reserve.
That's right.
The reason that the select board said they could do this without raising the taxes is because it's recommended that we have 550,000 in reserve, not $1 million.
Mhm.
In other words, if you're gonna keep $1 million in reserve, you're overtaxing people. That's
Right.
the bottom line. So I just think it's important for the committee to remember that so that we don't feel like we're out campaigning, collecting signatures on something that like they were doing the wrong thing. It's,
That's right, that, you're right.
It's totally feasible, what we're asking.
We'll have over $500,000 left over if what they're throwing
Wow.
out for.
And I feel the best explanation of that is the reason the money is in the account is because we have not done the maintenance. It's
That's
time to do the
part of it.
maintenance.
That's part of the reason. like
It's
Dennis
time,
said,
it's time
not
to bring
all
the building
reason.
back up to where it needs to be.
That's part of the
I
reason.
think they're making progress.
I do too.
Behind you.
Good from
Yeah.
the building, the foundation, the electrician. I think they're making progress.
Some experience on petitions, I've done some before. The important thing to make sure that the people know that this is not determining anything but putting it in front of the
On an
people
article.
so they can vote on it.
Excellent,
You
good
know,
point.
as far as taxes going up and down, it depends on what they want to do to get that money. Either take it out of the funds or this. I
Correct.
know this petition does have a question to take it out of the funds to get it started, but to replace that could be another, you know, if you're talking people, to replace that and pay back what you borrow from the
Reserve.
fund at a later date, you can do that. But right now, the point is, we're not making any decisions to really spend any money. They're not signing anything to cause any money.
We're
The
putting
only
it out
thing they're
for
doing is
people.
signing a petition to put it on a wall so the citizen can vote on it.
So we
Very,
can vote
very
on it.
good
That's
point.
excellent.
I gotta write that down.
I've got a few outside of my store in Dover, on the Wilson.
Okay, is there any other things we've not covered?
Used to run Wilson.
As in,
When are we gonna meet next?
That's a problem.
next meeting date, As we said before, this space is not available Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Meet in your office.
There's a meeting, so it would be the 28th,
So you want to meet before they turn their,
or just.
Right.
I think we should. I think we should just come together before we
if
turn our
we
petition.
can't
Okay.
meet Monday or Tuesday.
If
I
we
think
get
we
it
ju-
done this weekend, where we gonna be? So we could
I mean,
hand
people
it,
are ready to turn them in on Monday.
Is Thursday available? Is that too
Pretty
late?
ambitious.
Takes a lot of time.
Wednesday or
It does.
Thursday?
I'm thinking, if everybody else, if Thursday works, I think Thursday's a better day. But I'm worried about I'm worried about the ticking clock both ways. It takes a long time to collect signatures, but I'm also worried about it on the other side. So I'm just looking for you guys' input so that, how long do you think
If
it's
we
gonna
meet on
take you to?
Thursday, we can turn them into the town office on Friday.
Right, the town office is
They're
closed
closed on
Wednesday.
Wednesday, so give us a little bit more time, give us till Thursday.
let's take the Thursday meeting date, and you can get a hold of us by email. If everybody if there's like a couple hundred, you said you could get a lot of signatures really quick, right? If those signatures are coming in fast, and we can all say, okay, we can stop this, we've got 200 signatures already, let's meet and get done. Is there another place to do that?
Oh,
Your place.
Yeah, we can do it
But
at the
is
shop or
Do
whatever,
it,
that's fine.
okay, so we could pull everybody together at the shop?
We just need a place to get in where it's warm for a few minutes, you know.
Yeah, it wouldn't have to be that many.
It's 4 days and
Huh?
it really make a
So that
difference.
counts me out, my
Well,
house is
I'm just
cold.
wondering.
Oh.
You have a car, though.
What?
You have another, you drive.
Oh,
If we-
yeah, I can
if we
get
met-
wherever I need to go.
Okay.
If we met on the 4th, it would give us 2 weekends
Warm
to
in
hit
the car.
people,
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
which
I'm
might
not
be,
complaining.
I really think we're gonna have
God forbid I
signatures by the
complain.
end of the weekend is what I think.
You think what?
I think we'll have enough signatures by end
By
of the
Monday?
weekend.
Like, we've
But-
got 12 people, we collect 5 to 10
Yes, my
signatures
list still
times
works.
12 people, we've already exceeded it.
right,
Yeah.
So, I mean,
okay, okay.
I talked to Debbie up at the.
I think with friends and
T-
relatives,
yeah,
we all
T&L
could easily
store.
collect
Mhm.
5
So that I can-
signatures.
And I'll see how much
You know,
trouble I can
stand
get
in
out
there
at
and
work.
get some signatures.
You know what I mean?
Probably
I
should
mean,
take one and everybody here sign it tonight.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
definitely, yeah.
That would be a start.
If they
Oh, the-
postpone the town meeting beyond the election in June, which, the way things are going, they might, we could set up a table at the polling place,
Mhm.
get signatures there.
I was worried about moving the town meeting closer,
Yeah.
so this petition doesn't get a 60-day run.
Your worrying and my worrying, it's going to amount to nothing.
That's right.
As I can see, this outfit's gonna do
So if-
just exactly what they want.
All right, so we're talking.
So if people are getting a lot of signatures, and we're getting like 200 signatures right now, then we need to pull together on Monday and get this into the town office. I guess that's what I'm saying. That's very optimistic, I know,
You think
right?
it's possible?
I
It's pretty
think
easy.
what
I think
she's
you all
saying
have
is
5 or
easy.
6 relatives that you know that you can
I
sign
know
and
5 or 6
friends.
people, right?
I mean, if you take 12 people, we get 12 petitions, and you collect 10 each. That's 120.
Okay, so
right?
you wanna go Monday? I'm serious, do you? I'll do it.
I need a road to just go. Just give
we
me a
just
route,
can't-
and I'll do that.
We need an avenue.
Yeah, we
Two
can't meet
relatives
here.
at
Can't
town
meet here.
meeting, you might be sorry.
Wednesday's the first day we can
I'll
meet
get
here,
to
right?
fight it.
It is.
What do you think, faster is better? You wanna go Monday?
Well, if we do
We only
Monday,
have
this,
like
this
8
space is
chairs,
not
9
available
chairs.
Right.
Monday and Tuesday, they have meetings
Wanna
here.
meet at your shop?
My vote is
Tuesday night?
Thursday, but
I don't understand why you need to meet.
I think you gotta give yourself a week.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just ask.
You think-
Okay, why
you
do we
think the
have-
Let's
Thursday's
just
better?
ask
I
the
think
question.
Thursday's
What's Lance's
Why,
question?
why do you have to meet? Turn it
Why do we have to meet?
And
We
I'm-
just
It's
wanted
pretty
to,
self-explanatory.
it is self-explanatory, but I think we wanted kind of just everybody bring it together and get a head count so we know where
Yes.
we're at.
And I think a little debriefing of what we experienced as we met with
That's
people,
right.
what,
It would be a great meeting.
I think,
Yeah,
I
did we
think
meet
so
opposition? Were
We
they
need to
found?
know who's mad at us and.
Did you get
Oh,
shot?
What was the general behind?
So do we have,
Trust me, guys.
I don't wanna
Trust me,
You're
guys.
gonna run into some opposition.
Let's,
so do we have a motion for next week's meeting? Somebody,
So,
Thursday.
Thursday?
Second it.
at
We have a
6.
motion?
Thursday.
We have a
here,
second?
6.
Any other discussion?
Everybody in favor of
Here,
that?
And-
here.
Here,
Here.
next
Okay,
okay,
Thursday.
next
6
Thursday
p.m.
here, but what happens if we have all kinds of signatures and we're just waiting?
oh,
Collect
meet-
more.
Can we pull it, can you call a meeting sooner?
call a
Can we
meeting.
all
Yep.
know
If-
that Jeff can we all agree that Jeff can just pull a meeting earlier
Yes.
if we need to?
If need be.
Okay, if need
Well,
be.
if we got 400 or
So
500
Thursday,
signatures, then-
unless there's a lot of signatures.
And we are
Okay.
agreeing, nobody's turning them in to her early without
Until we
everybody
meet.
collecting, correct?
Right, I think we wanna come together as a group before anybody turns their
Do you guys
petitions
hear
in.
that?
Okay.
No,
We're not turning in the petitions until after we meet.
Right.
Nobody's
Come
Agreed.
together as a
taking
group.
Agree.
I think meetings are a good idea.
Yes.
me too.
That's right.
Okay, so let's do it
And,
Thursday.
As you make your travels, don't be afraid to take a few notes.
That's right.
As to how the people feel.
Suggestions,
Yes. Okay.
emotions, feelings.
Okay, I'm gonna put it as Thursday when I post it.
Yes.
At 6
Yeah,
o'clock
Thursday, 6 here.
Okay.
That's
And I
what we're
think Sue
doing.
said the church was all
Yeah,
set. We
she
can do
was
that.
writing, she
And
wrote
she wrote on the
6:30, I think she wrote instead of 6.
You got anything else, Jeff?
I have nothing else. If everybody is all set, we've established next Thursday, 6 o'clock in this space.
How do I get my packet? Are we gonna pass?
We're
it?
gonna pass,
Really?
we're gonna pass
it
these out. So somebody wanna make a motion to,
Are you making notes? Who's
One
gonna
more
have
question?
packets? Or do we
Oh,
need to?
do we
Do we
need to?
need to? I don't think so. I don't think we need. I don't think so either.
Yes.
I'm just wondering.
yes, good call.
What's that?